What's good, y'all? My name's Rishi, and this is gonna be my first YouTube video on this channel. I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue what I'm doing, but YouTube is kind of a thing that I've always wanted to try, and I guess I'm starting right now. I'm doing this in collaboration with a couple other people, not the video, but this kind of the channel. I'm part of a group called 143 AM. I'm gonna link the channel link down below. I'm gonna link all the other people's channels down below. Basically, we're just gonna do a lot of other stuff. I'm going to be doing sports. If you're not interested in that, there's a lot of other things that we do. So just to start off, I'm going to talk a little bit about myself. And if you don't really care about that, that makes sense. But the time where everything is going to start is going to be right here, if you just want to stick to that. But like I said before, my name is Rishi. I'm 18 years old. I'm recording this on December 27th. So I turn 19 in a couple months. I go to Arizona State University. Currently living in Colorado, but with everything going on, I wasn't on campus. I'm going to be going next semester, so if the background changes, that's why. Like I said, this is going to be a mainly sports channel. I am a sports journalism major at Arizona State, and yeah, I'm just going to be talking about all sorts of sports, mostly basketball. That's just my main sport, but if I talk about other sports, I'm trying to get into hockey a little bit, but I'm mostly kind of just an Avalanche fan because, like I said, I'm from Colorado, and then if I talk about football, it'll be mostly Broncos. If I talk about baseball, it'll be mostly Rockies. But I hope I don't have to talk about baseball because the Rockies stink. So yeah, but that's all about me. Let's get into the video. Okay, so yes, I am in a new shirt. My hair looks different. Just deal with it. I recorded a video before, but it sucked. It was really bad. It was super long, and it just wasn't very interesting. So I'm just gonna do a new one. This one's going to be a bold predictions. I'm going to do 5 bold predictions for the new season. I originally was going to do a season prediction, but it was already too far into the year for me to really do anything accurate. So yeah, I'm going to be doing bold predictions instead of that. So yeah, that's just a disclaimer. The first bold prediction is that the Atlanta Hawks are going to get a top 4 seed. They are due for an improvement due to the amount of pieces that they brought in to help Trae Young. Like Rajon Rondo, him in the playoffs is going to be an exceptional backup point guard. He brings very high IQ and a lot of defensive help in lineups that contain both him and Rondo. As a Nuggets fan, I can say that Rajon Rondo's impact in the playoffs is definitely felt. Despite being undersized and up in age, he is still a very, very positive defensive player. On the offensive side of the ball, they got 3 extremely talented players in Bogdan Bogdanovic, Danilo Gallinari, and Clint Capella. Gallo and Bogdanovic can both get their own shots and shoot very, very efficiently. Both of them are near 20-point-per-game scorers, while Capella adds a great rim defender and another lob threat alongside John Collins, which makes their offense even more lethal. Counting on improvement from Cam Reddish and steady shooting from Kevin Huerter, it would not be a shock if Atlanta gets home court in the playoffs if they're able to figure out their defensive issues. The second bold prediction is that Nikola Jokic wins the MVP this season. With Jamal Murray going super nuclear in the bubble, Nikola Jokic's stats in the playoffs probably went unnoticed to you. Coming off of his first playoff run in 2019, where he averaged 25 points, playoff leading 13 rebounds and 8.5 assists per game, Jokic may have seemed underwhelming to some in 2020. However, Jokic came into the bubble in much better shape, and while Murray was on fire, Jokic quietly put up 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. With Jeremy Grant, Mason Plumlee, and Torrey Craig leaving in free agency, Jokic will have to pick up slack for his teammates, even if Jamal Murray takes a leap that we're all expecting him to. Through 3 games this season, Jokic is averaging 24 points, 12 rebounds, and a league-leading 14 assists per game. With a top 3 seed, Jokic could very well be a serious MVP candidate. This third bold prediction is one that's getting less and less bold by the day, and that is that Christian Wood wins the Most Improved Player award. At the beginning of the season, Christian Wood had plus 4,000 odds to win the Most Improved Player. Now those odds are all the way up to plus 800. After Andre Drummond got traded, Wood ended the season very nicely for the Pistons. He averaged 24 points, 9.6 rebounds, and 2 assists in 34.6 minutes of play times after the All-Star break. Because Detroit didn't make the bubble and they didn't qualify for those seeding games, Wood wasn't able to prove that he was actually that good, so Detroit let him walk to Houston. He has automatically become a true number 2 alongside James Harden, putting up 31 points in his first game against the Trailblazers and 20 in his second game against the Nuggets. If James Harden gets traded, expect even bigger numbers as Wood likely becomes the first option for that team. Speaking of Harden, James Harden is not going to get traded this season. That is my 4th bold prediction. Harden recently expanded his list of teams he wants to go to 4 teams, including the Boston Celtics, Philadelphia 76ers, Brooklyn Nets, and Portland Trail Blazers. The Nuggets and the Heat have also been in trade conversations with Houston about Harden. However, I believe that Harden will see the season out with the Rockets. Bringing in Christian Wood is a perfect fit for their offense, and John Wall will have a chip on his shoulder to prove he's still one of the best point guards in the NBA.
Also, bringing in DeMarcus Cousins is a big get for the Rockets as they move towards a more traditional offense, including a center, one that Harden actually won an MVP in. Another reason he won't leave is because teams won't want to give up assets for him, as he will probably just leave in 2 years if he's not one of those 4 teams I mentioned before. His off-the-court antics have proven to be a problem in a season where off-the-court protocols matter more than ever. Teams are going to wait until this offseason to try and prime away. In a video about bold predictions, I gotta make one really bold prediction, and that is that the Kings will make the playoffs. The West is absolutely brutal, especially at the bottom, where there are probably 5 or 6 teams vying for those last 2 playoff spots. However, this could be Sacramento's year. Like many young players in the bubble, De'Aaron Fox took a massive leap, and in the beginning of this season, he looks to have carried that same momentum. The Kings are playing great basketball, and they look to have adapted that formula that made them so fun to watch in 2018, when they finished 9th in the West and held the 8th spot for a very long time. They were playing with pace, crashing the offensive glass, and are shooting a lot of threes. Tyrese Halliburton seems to be a steal and a perfect fit for their offense. Buddy Hield continues to shoot well, and Marvin Bagley has put together a nice start to his 3rd season, when he has to take a leap to prove he is a number 2 overall pick. With vets on the roster like Hassan Whiteside, Corey Joseph, and Harrison Barnes all off to great starts in the young season, this young roster of the Kings can be a dark horse for the play-in game and that 8th spot.
That's going to be all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, it's my first video, so I don't know how many people are going to watch, but if you did watch, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you liked it. Leave any criticisms down below if you liked the video or anything. If you think I need to improve on anything, very open to criticism. I'd love to hear what you guys think I can improve on. So, yeah, it's going to do it. Peace.